9 o'clock in the morning, April 9th, 2026. While the rest of London was just waking up to the spring chill, a single red stamp descended upon a dossier at the Duchy of Cornwall headquarters. The word, in bold capital letters, terminated. There was no press release, no flowery tribute to decades of service, no traditional royal farewell. With one swift motion, Prince William has officially removed Annabel Elliot, the younger sister of Queen Camilla, from the royal payroll. This is not just a personnel change. This is fiscal surgery designed to sever the Parker Bowles family from the Crown's coffers. You are watching a developing story that the palace tried to keep behind closed doors. If you believe in transparency within the monarchy, hit the like button right now and subscribe. We are tracking the paper trail that others are afraid to touch. The setting was room 4 at 10 Buckingham Gate. According to internal logs, the Prince of Wales arrived unannounced. Sources reveal that Prince William spent exactly 12 minutes reviewing the final audit report before signing the execution order. The audit, titled the Duchy of Cornwall Internal Fiscal Review 2025 to 2026, highlighted anomalies in interior design expenditures. For nearly 2 decades, Annabel Elliot was the chief decorator for the estate, a position granted to her by her brother-in-law, then Prince Charles. But under Prince William, the rules of nepotism have expired. Insiders describe a cold atmosphere inside the office. One source recounts Prince William addressing his financial advisors with bone-chilling directness. The prince reportedly said, and I quote, "The arrangements held by the previous administration were based on personal loyalty, not institutional necessity. We are closing the account today." End quote. The message was clear. The era of Queen Camilla's inner circle drawing from the royal well is over. This move was executed with military precision. By 9:30 in the morning, access cards were deactivated. The mechanism used was the Prince's Council mandate, a powerful legal tool that gives the Prince of Wales absolute discretion over private estate contracts. Unlike the sovereign grant, which is subject to public scrutiny, the duchy is Prince William's private domain. He has used this authority to strike at the very heart of Queen Camilla's support system. Why now? And why such public silence? The royal family is presented as a united front, but the timeline reveals a different reality. Just 48 hours earlier, leaked documents suggested that Queen Camilla had attempted to intervene, asking for a phased transition for her sister. Prince William's response was not a conversation, but a deadline. By 9 a.m. this morning, the transition was not phased, it was terminated. Narrating the reaction from within the palace, one senior aide described the moment Queen Camilla received the news. The Queen was reportedly infuriated, not just by the dismissal, but by the clinical manner in which it was handled. She is said to have remarked to a close confidant, "It is as if he is erasing us while we are still in the room." Prince William, however, remains unmoved. His focus is on a leaner, more modern monarchy, one where the last names on the payroll must match the bloodline of the throne. The implications are massive. By removing Annabel Elliot, Prince William has triggered a financial domino effect. Without her position as head of interior design, the Parker Bowles family loses their primary architectural link to royal properties valued at hundreds of millions of pounds. This is a systemic removal of influence. The Prince's Council has already begun opening competitive bidding for future projects, a move that effectively bars Queen Camilla's relatives from reapplying under new conflict of interest clauses. We are witnessing the beginning of the Prince William era, even while King Charles sits on the throne. It marks a shift from emotional governance to algorithmic efficiency. The question is, what does this mean for the Queen herself? If her sister is no longer protected, who is next? As this breaking development continues to shake the foundations of the palace, we want to hear from you. Is Prince William right to clean house? Or is this an unnecessary attack on his stepmother's family? Drop a comment below with the word justice or tradition to let us know where you stand. Your engagement helps keep these investigations alive. The dossier signed at 10 Buckingham Gate is just the first page. As the sun sets on this April day, tension within the Windsor walls has reached a point of no return. The royal payroll has been cut. The message has been delivered, and the silence from the Queen's quarters is deafening. Stay tuned, because the next 24 hours will reveal just how deep this rift goes. Dashboard lights are on. The files are open. The monarchy is changing, and Prince William is the one holding the pen. To understand the sudden termination of Annabel Elliot, we must look at the invisible breadcrumbs left behind over the last 18 months. This was not a blind decision made in a few minutes at Buckingham Gate. It was the culmination of a calculated, cold-blooded strategy that began in the winter of 2024. The paper trail is long, and it reveals a prince who has been waiting for the right moment to strike. The first crack appeared in November 2024 at Sandringham. According to witnesses within the estate management team, Prince William was presented with a routine renewal for the interior consultancy contract. He did not sign it. He did not even open the folder. He simply pushed it back across the mahogany desk. The subtext was bone-chilling. In the royal world, a refusal to sign is not a delay, it is a declaration of war. Fast forward to May 2025 at Highgrove House. A private debate broke out between King Charles and his heir. The topic: saving face for Queen Camilla. Sources claim the king pleaded for continuity, emphasizing the need for stability during his treatment. Prince William's response was not an argument, but a terrifying silence. He sat across from his father, stone-faced, refusing to engage in the emotional plea. He was already operating on a different timeline, one where personal favors no longer had a place in the Crown's balance sheet. By December 2025, the tension moved from private offices to the public stage at Windsor Castle. During the Christmas service, the world saw a unified family, but analysts saw the void. Kate Middleton and Queen Camilla stood barely 3 feet apart. Yet recordings show zero eye contact for the entire duration of the public appearance. Not a nod. Not a smile. One insider revealed that the atmosphere behind the scenes was so toxic that staff were instructed to keep the two branches of the family in separate waiting rooms. Prince William had drawn the line in the sand, and Kate Middleton stood firmly on his side. Then came the tactical retreat. In February 2026, in a discreet law office in Wiltshire, Queen Camilla took a radical step. She signed a comprehensive power of attorney agreement, granting her son, Tom Parker Bowles, full legal authority over her personal estate. Why would a sitting queen transfer such power while her husband is still on the throne? The answer is fear. She knew the financial walls were closing in. She was preparing her own fortress before the next blow fell. That blow arrived on March 28, 2026. An emergency meeting of the Privy Council was called at Buckingham Palace. The agenda: adjusting sovereign grant expenditures. Beyond the bureaucratic jargon, the meeting was a formal stripping of discretionary funds. Prince William was no longer asking for change. He was rewriting the rules of royal finance to ensure that no non-blood relative could ever claim an automatic right to the monarchy's wealth. As of April 10th, the exodus has begun. Reports are leaking from high-end real estate brokers that assets within Ray Mill House are being moved under the cover of night. The silent war has escalated into a full-scale strategic withdrawal. Queen Camilla is preparing for a future where she is no longer at the center of the map. But as the gates of Ray Mill House swing shut, a new question emerges. If Prince William is willing to dismantle his stepmother's support system so publicly, what is he planning for other members of the extended family? The timeline is moving faster than the palace can control, and the next date on the calendar is already marked in red. Something is hidden in the accounting books of the Duchy that could destroy the very foundation of the Queen's legacy, and Prince William is the only one with the key to the vault. To the outside world, the dismissal of Annabel Elliot might look like a simple budgetary revision. But inside the cold bureaucratic engine of the palace, this process has a far more surgical name: the streamlining protocol. It is not a suggestion. It is a 3-step legal trap designed to neutralize influence without firing a single shot. Prince William is not just cleaning house, he is redefining the very architecture of royal power. The first step of the protocol is the activation of an independent audit into what is known as discretionary spending. In January 2026, a team of external forensic accountants was quietly brought into the Duchy of Cornwall's finance department. Their mandate was not to find fraud, but to identify personal legacy costs, funds being paid out not because the institution needed the work, but because the individual was connected to the Crown. When auditors examined the interior design contracts held by Queen Camilla's sister, they found a system built on handshakes rather than competitive bidding. By triggering this audit, Prince William created a fiscal justification that no king or queen could override. The second step is the application of the public interest standard. This is the hammer that crushes nepotism. Under new guidelines issued by the Prince's Council, any contract exceeding £50,000 must prove it serves the institution's longevity over personal affinity. During a closed-door session in early March, the Council ruled that continuing to employ a family member of Queen Camilla posed a reputational risk in a modernized monarchy. This legal maneuver effectively outlawed Annabel Elliot's position. Prince William didn't have to say, "I don't want you here." He simply allowed the law to declare her presence untenable. The third and final step is the consultancy downgrade. This is the most brutal part of the protocol. Instead of an abrupt exit, the individual is transferred from permanent staff to occasional consultant. On paper, it looks like a soft landing. In reality, it is a total blackout. At 12:01 a.m. on the day the protocol was finalized, the consequences were immediate. Reports from within the palace confirm the precision of the strike. The moment the contract status changed, the perks vanished. Royal household credit cards, the so-called gold cards, were automatically declined. Access to the royal travel pool, which provides secure limousines and private escorts, was revoked. Even ancillary security clearances that allowed entry into private wings of the palaces were deactivated. One source described it as a digital exile. 1 minute, you are an insider with the keys to the kingdom. The next, you are a guest who must sign in at the front gate. This is how Prince William operates. He uses the sharpest fiscal scalpels to cut away the excess of the old regime. By turning personal relationships into legal liabilities, he has created a precedent that now hangs over every remaining member of the Parker Bowles circle. The message is clear. If you do not have a constitutional reason to be in the room, the protocol will eventually find you. But as the dust settles on the Duch's accounts, the focus shifts from money to something far more dangerous: ego. The streamlining protocol has removed the cash flow, but it has also ignited deep personal resentment within Queen Camilla's inner circle. There is a whisper circulating in the corridors of Buckingham Palace that this was never about the budget. It was about a specific confrontation between Kate Middleton and Queen Camilla that left Prince William with no choice but to press the red button. And the details of that confrontation are about to leak. If the dismissal of the Elliot family was the smoke, the rift between Kate Middleton and Queen Camilla is the raging fire. As of April 2026, the power dynamic within the palace has reached a critical fracture point. Sources close to the household of the Princess of Wales suggest that the tension is no longer just about personal dislike. It is about a calculated power grab during a time of dynastic vulnerability. The catalyst is the declining health of King Charles. As the monarch spends more time under intensive care at the London clinic, a vacuum has opened up. Reports indicate that Queen Camilla has attempted to fill this void by reasserting her authority over royal patronages and honorary titles. The accusation is grave, that the Queen Consort has been pressuring Kate Middleton to surrender certain high-profile charity roles to members of her own circle. The goal? To ensure that the Parker Bowles influence is cemented before the reign changes hands. But the truth came to light during the state banquet in March 2026. In the gilded splendor of the ballroom, observers noticed a moment of stifled chaos. According to an internal memorandum from the Lord Chamberlain's office, Queen Camilla issued a last-minute directive for Kate Middleton to move to a less prominent seat, citing an obscure, outdated protocol from the 18th century. It was a blatant attempt to publicly subordinate the future queen. The reaction was swift and unprecedented. Prince William did not wait for diplomatic channels to resolve the issue. He intervened directly in front of international dignitaries. Witnesses overheard Prince William telling a senior protocol officer, "The Princess of Wales sits where the future of this monarchy sits." The seating chart was restored immediately. Queen Camilla was left standing in the shadows of her own ceremony. This was not just a defense of his wife. It was an exercise of authority under the Regency framework. While King Charles remains the head of state, the practical reality has shifted. Prince William is now exercising de facto administrative control over the monarchy's daily operations. Under the provisions of the Regency Act, when the sovereign is incapacitated or undergoing extended medical treatment, the heir apparent assumes critical decision-making powers. Prince William is not waiting for the coronation. He is already ruling from the wings. The Lord Chamberlain's records reveal a series of recent adjustments to the Queen's schedule. Queen Camilla's access to the king's private red boxes, the official government papers, has been restricted. The reason given was procedural security, but the reality is far more revealing. Prince William has effectively locked the gates. The authority structure has been rewritten. Prince William sits at the top, Kate Middleton at his side, and Queen Camilla is increasingly finding herself on the outside looking in. This escalation has created an atmosphere of paranoia within the palace. The Queen Consort is well aware that every move she makes is being logged by an administration that no longer answers to her. But just as Prince William seems to have secured the internal front line, a new figure has emerged from the past to complicate the narrative. While Prince William focuses on the protocols of the future, Queen Camilla is looking for allies in the shadows of the past, and she may have found one in the most unexpected place. As the king's health remains fragile, the Queen's ex-husband, Andrew Parker Bowles, has suddenly returned to the inner circle, triggering a new wave of speculation. What is the connection between Queen Camilla's past and Prince William's future? The answer may lie in a secret meeting that took place just days ago, one that threatens to undo everything Prince William has worked to protect. Just as the dust was beginning to settle over the dismissal of the Elliot family, a new and unexpected variable emerged from the shadows. At the recent memorial service for Field Marshal Lord Guthrie, royal photographers captured an image that has sent shockwaves through palace corridors. Descending from the same state sedan were two individuals whose alliance poses a significant challenge to Prince William's new order: Princess Anne and Andrew Parker Bowles. This is not merely a meeting of old friends. To understand the gravity of this moment, one must look at the historical network of the monarchy. Andrew Parker Bowles is not just the Queen's ex-husband. He is a retired army officer with deep roots in the household cavalry and a long-standing alignment with Princess, and that dates back to the 1970s. By sharing a car with the King's sister, the most respected and hard-working member of the royal family, Andrew Parker Bowles is signaling that the old guard is not ready to be dismantled. While Prince William is busy isolating Queen Camilla by cutting her family's access to Duchy funds, the Queen has activated a counter-strategy. She is leveraging the only power Prince William cannot easily crush: traditional loyalty. By aligning herself with Princess Anne through Andrew Parker Bowles, Queen Camilla is creating a protective buffer. Princess Anne represents the moral backbone of the monarchy. If Prince William pushes too hard against Queen Camilla, he risks alienating his aunt, an ally he desperately needs as he prepares for his own reign. But the truly chilling detail lies not in who is sitting in the car, but in where the money is moving. Leaked financial dossiers from the second quarter of 2026 reveal a series of high-volume wire transfers. According to banking records linked to the Queen's private trusts, substantial sums of liquid capital have been diverted away from United Kingdom jurisdictions. The destination: a high-security asset management firm in Singapore. This is the ultimate preemptive strike. By moving assets to a Southeast Asian financial hub, Queen Camilla is removing her wealth from the reach of Duchy auditors. Singapore offers a level of discretion and legal protection that the London-based sovereign grant cannot guarantee. This is the post-Charles survival plan in action. The Queen is ensuring that even if Prince William succeeds in stripping her of titles and privileges, she will remain financially independent and beyond his control. The timing of these transfers coincides perfectly with the escalation of the streamlining protocol. It is a game of cat and mouse played with billions of pounds and centuries of tradition. Prince William is trying to lock the doors of the Treasury, while Queen Camilla is quietly digging a tunnel beneath the foundation. The presence of this unfolding financial maneuver signals one thing clearly: this is no longer just a family dispute. It is a full-scale battle for control of the monarchy's future. The presence of Andrew Parker Bowles at the side of Princess Anne suggests that Queen Camilla has more than just financial reserves. She has political cover. As the king's health remains the central unknown, the battle for the monarchy's assets has become a race against time. The traditionalists are grouping together to protect one of their own, while the reformist prince prepares his next legal maneuver. But as these two forces collide, a darker possibility emerges. If Queen Camilla is indeed preparing for an exit, what secrets is she taking with her? The Singapore transfers are only the tip of the iceberg. There are rumors of a black box of documents held at Ray Mill House, files that go far beyond decorating contracts. Files that could render Prince William's vision for a modern monarchy obsolete before it even begins. The board is set, and the next move will not be made in a ballroom, but in a secure data center half a world away. As the sun sets on this 10th day of April, 2026, the shadow of the crown is lengthening. We are standing at the precipice of a generational shift, where the gentle diplomacy of the past is being replaced by the surgical precision of the future. The board is set. The pieces have moved. Now we turn to 3 potential scenarios for the final act of this power struggle. The first scenario is the most explosive: open warfare. In this version of events, Prince William moves beyond the Duchy of Cornwall and demands a full independent audit of every asset linked to the Parker Bowles family over the last 20 years. The consequences would be catastrophic. It would expose the inner workings of royal nepotism to the public eye, triggering a PR crisis not seen since the 1990s. The monarchy would be divided into 2 warring camps, leaving the reputation of the crown in tatters just as a new reign is set to begin. The second scenario is the Wiltshire Compromise. In this transactional agreement, Queen Camilla would voluntarily retreat to Ray Mill House, permanently stepping back from public duties once the king is no longer on the throne. In exchange, Prince William would halt financial investigations and allow the Singapore transfers to remain unchallenged. It is a clean break, a golden parachute for the Queen Consort in exchange for total silence. But there is a third scenario, and according to palace insiders, it is the most likely: the silent exile. Prince William does not need a public scandal or a dramatic confrontation. His strategy is systemic. He will continue to cut the connective tissue of Queen Camilla's influence, one sister, one son-in-law, and one consultancy contract at a time. The goal is to render Queen Camilla a symbol without substance, a queen with a title, but no access to the treasury. Prince William's motivation is simple. He is ensuring that when he sits on the throne, no external influence has its grip on the sovereign grant. He is protecting the fiscal purity of his future reign. However, even the most calculated plans encounter unforeseen variables. As Prince William tightens the noose around the Parker Bowles influence, a dark cloud has emerged from Ray Mill House. Within the reinforced vault of Queen Camilla's private estate, there is rumored to be a dossier known only as the Highgrove Letters. These are not just personal correspondences. They are said to contain documentation regarding the internal dynamics of the Wales household during the most turbulent years of the last decade. If leaked, these letters could rewrite the public narrative surrounding Kate Middleton, potentially damaging the very reputation Prince William has spent his life protecting. The deadline is set for May 25th, the date of the new cabinet budget review. This is the final cut-off point. If Prince William does not back down from his audit, Queen Camilla may be forced to activate her ultimate defense. The breaking point is no longer a possibility. It is an inevitability. The question is no longer who will win, but what will be left of the royal reputation when the dust settles. This investigation is far from over. If you want to stay ahead of the palace press office and see the documents they refuse to acknowledge, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Turn on bell notifications so you don't miss our next update on the May 25th deadline. What do you think? Is Prince William protecting the crown? Or is he driven by a ghost from the past? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We are watching the clock. The gates are closing. See you in the next update.